Hello Techies! In our previous tutorial, we have learned how to post an adaptive code in a chart or channel by using an action called post code in a chart or channel action. Now, in this session, to reply to any message in a channel with an adaptive code, I am going to work with reply with adaptive code in a channel. Before that, let me show you a small scenario. Let me switch to Microsoft Teams. There, if you see in my teams, I'm having three teams such as Conteso, Onboarding Employees, and Build Team. In my Conteso, I'm having multiple channels such as General, Dev Team members, Operation Team, and Testing Team. These are the three different channels which I have, right? Now, in my Dev Team members, I'm having so many messages. I want to reply these messages with my adaptive code. In that case, how can I go ahead and do that? There, I'm going to use reply with adaptive code in a channel action. Let me drag and drop this action onto the workspace. This action replies with an adaptive code to a channel messages. Alright. Now, if you see the parameters over here, first one is post as. Now, we have seen many times to select the option post as flow bot or the user. Now, I'm going to select user. And the second parameter is the post in, where we need to post in. Reply with adaptive code will do in a channel. So I'm going to select the option post in as channel. Once you have selected post in as channel, you will get additional parameters such as message ID, adaptive code, team and channel, right? So message ID, this ID we will get it by using the action called get messages action. So for the time being, I'm going to park this parameter. And the another parameter is the adaptive code. I want to reply the messages in a channel by using adaptive code, right? So for that, I'm going to use the adaptive code option over here, which is in JSON format. Now, if you observe, I'm going to reply the messages with my poll adaptive code over here. I have given in such a way, I'm going to select a hero. So I'm having choices over here such as Rajnikant, Mammootty, Amitabh Bachchan, and Chiranjeevi. These are the famous heroes which we are having in our movies, right? And many more heroes are available. I have selected 4 heroes over here. I'm going to give this adaptive code as a reply in my reply with adaptive code in a channel action. All right. I'm going to give this adaptive code with a variable. I'm going to park this right now. And then if you see another parameters, I'm having team, which team that I have to, where I need to reply. So in my Conteso team, I'm going to select that, and the channel, I'm going to give it as dev team members. All right. Now, the output, which it is coming from the reply with adaptive code in a channel, after executing successfully, it has to be stored inside my variable that is reply with code to conversion response. Let me click on save. Now you can see I got it. Parameters cannot be empty. One parameter is that message ID. From where we will get the message IDs? By using an action called get messages. Let me drag and drop this action onto the workspace. Now this get messages action uses to get the messages from a channel in a specific team. So as specified the parameters, first one is the team which I'm going to select, that is Conteso. Another one is the channel where I'm going to select dev team members. Whatever the messages are coming, I'm going to store inside the messages variable, inside my variable that is get messages from channel response. Let me click on save. Now the output get messages from channel response having the message ID, right? This message ID I have to pass it to reply with adaptive code. For that one, what I'm going to use? I'm going to use for each. Let me drag and drop this for each action onto the workspace. Now this for each action iterates items in a list. What is the list over here? That we are going to get it from the get messages from channel response. I'm going to select the variable get messages from channel response, and inside that I'm going to have the value over here. So whenever we are going to iterate through this variable get messages from channel response dot value, I'm going to store the output inside my variable that is current message. All right, let me click on save. And then I'm going to drag this action reply with adaptive code in a channel inside my for each. Now let's double click on that reply with adaptive card in a channel. Their message ID, I'm going to give it as dynamically by selecting the variable that is current message dot id. All right. Now the another parameter adaptive card, I'm going to select from the variable. All right. Let me click on save. Now let me drag and drop the set variable action inside my workspace before get messages. I'm going to give the name of this variable as poll adaptive card, and the value I'm going to give the JSON format which I have shown you right now. Let me give the value and then I'm going to click on save. Now in my reply with adaptive card, I have to give the JSON, and there you can see I'm having the parameter adaptive card. I'm going to select the variable that is poll adaptive card. All right, let me click on save. Now before running this desktop flow, I'm going to disable these two actions such as set variable and post card in a chart or channel actions. All right, now what will happen once you are going to execute this entire desktop flow? As the first step, it will set a value with the variable that is poll adaptive card variable. Inside that I'm having hero. All right, and then as a second action get messages, it will retrieve all the messages which we are having in a channel in the team that is Conteso, and the channel name is dev team members. Once it has been retrieved, by using for each action, for each and every message which we are having in the get messages from channel response, it will try to reply with the adaptive card which we are having in the poll adaptive card by using an action called reply with adaptive card in a channel. All right, let's run the flow to see the output. Flow execution started. It is trying to retrieve all the messages in the channel by using get messages. And then you can see it is trying to reply with an adaptive card in the channel with the name dev team members. Flow has executed successfully. Now to see the output, let me switch to Microsoft Teams. There you can see inside my dev team members, I got the poll request. In a such a way, I have given select your hero, and the poll question is that Rajnikant, Mammootty, Amitabh Bachchan, Chiranjeevi. I'm going to select the heroes and then I'm going to click on submit. Now let me click the flow variables, that is reply with card to conversion response. There you can see these are the common properties which we have the entire Microsoft Teams, such as ID, reply to ID, e tag, message type, create date and time, last modified date and time, and the important ones is the from and body. The body, if you see over here, let's click on more. The content type is HTML and the content is attachment ID which it has been given. All right. And there you can see I'm having channel identity, message link, conversion ID. These are all the properties which we have for the flow variable reply with card to conversion response. All right, let me click on close. I hope you understand how to reply for a message with adaptive card by using an action called reply with adaptive card in a channel action.